Okay, so first of all, I have a small YouTube channel with about 14,000 subscribers, and I make video tutorials teaching people how to use Microsoft Excel, Word, and PowerPoint. And I want to start by looking at my views in more detail, so I'm going to go to See More, and then change the view here to Daily, and change the time period to Lifetime, and then add in a secondary metric, which will be the number of videos published. And now the number of views are in purple and the videos that I've made are in green. And you'll see I created my YouTube account in 2011, but didn't start making videos until 2015. And I made a handful of videos in 2015 and a handful of videos in 2016, but I didn't start regularly making videos until 2017. And from then onwards, I made about one video per week with a few gaps. And also my views started increasing in about 2017, and they have been increasing ever since. So now let's look at this a year at a time. So I'll change the time period here to be 2018. And then let's get rid of the videos now. So the first thing you'll notice is that there is a cycle going throughout the whole of the year. And this is a weekly cycle, as I usually get fewer views at the weekends and more views during the week. And I think this is partially due to me usually uploading videos on a Wednesday, and also partially because I make educational videos and people are more likely to watch those sorts of videos during the week. Then I also think I have something of a seasonal cycle in my views as well. Usually during the first few months of the year, the views increase. Then during the summer months, in the middle of the year, there is something of a plateau. And then at the end of the year, for the last few months, the views increase again, until right the very end of the year when there is a drop-off during the Christmas holidays. And I see a similar cycle in other years as well. So if we go to Compare To now and change it to period over period, I'm going to change the time period here to be 2019. So now the blue line is 2018 and the purple line is 2019. And you can see that 2019 also has a seasonal cycle. So it increases during the first few months of the year, then there is a plateau during the summer months, and then at the end of the year, the number of views increases again until you get to right the very end of the year when there is a sharp decrease during the Christmas holidays. And then I'll change this up here now to 2020. And you can see a similar seasonal cycle. So the views increase at the beginning of the year, there's a plateau during the summer, and then they increase again at the end of the year until there's a drop during Christmas. And I think this is because during the summer and also during the Christmas holidays, people are less likely to watch educational videos. Now we can also have a look at 2021 as well. So now 2021 is in the purple and 2020 is the blue line. So we're obviously only part way through 2021 at the moment, so we can't really see a seasonal cycle yet. But you can see that the purple and the blue lines are now overlapping, which hasn't been the case before. In previous years, I always got more views than the year before. And that is still the case. I do still have more views in 2021. There is just not as much of an increase this time as there was before. So I think this is an indication that the growth in my channel is starting to slow down. But now let's move on from looking at views. And we can have a look at the reach. And I'll change the time period to the last 365 days. And you'll see here I've got 16.6 million impressions during the last year. And so impressions is the number of times my video thumbnail was shown to someone on YouTube. And you'll see this also has something of a weekly cycle here. So I think this contributes to the weekly cycle in views. And then we can move on to impressions click-through rate. So this is of the people that saw my video, how many of them actually clicked on it. And this tends to be pretty stable. It's usually somewhere between 6 and 8%. Then if we scroll down, we can also see the traffic sources here. So about 40% of my views come from YouTube search, and 37% come from external sources, and then 11% come from suggested videos. So if I scroll down further, we can see that of the external sources, most of the views come from Google search. So this is people searching for my video topics using Google and then being recommended one of my videos. Then we also have YouTube search here, and we can see the phrases that people are typing into YouTube that are leading them to my videos. So all of these are about Microsoft Word, as I make video tutorials about how to do different things in Microsoft Word. And then we can see the suggested videos here. And this is when someone is already watching a video on YouTube, and then my video will appear in the recommended videos bar down the side, and then they'll click on my video from there. So I get about 11% of my views from that. We can now go and have a look at the engagement. So if we have a look at the average view duration, this is on average how long people spend watching my videos, and this is usually pretty stable. It's been just over 2 minutes for the whole of this year. And then if I scroll down, we can look at the audience retention for some of my videos. So this is usually pretty similar for all of my videos. It starts off at 100% and then gradually decreases as most people don't watch the whole of the video. And this pattern is usually pretty similar. And then if I scroll down, we can see my top videos by watch time. And my most popular video by far is how to make an academic poster in PowerPoint. And the watch time for this is significantly larger than my second most popular video. And then we can also have a look at the audience. And so if we scroll down, we can see here when people are usually watching my videos. So most of the views come in about the mid-afternoon, but we do have to keep in mind when looking at this that this is my local time, and people will be watching videos in different time zones. Then if we scroll down further, we can see the watch time from subscribers, and most of my watch time comes from people that aren't subscribed to me, about 99%. And I think this is because people are searching for how to do something in Microsoft Excel, and then they're watching my video, but they never actually subscribe to me. And we can also see the different countries that my views are coming from. So obviously I make videos in English, so it makes sense that I'm getting a lot of views from the United States and the United Kingdom. And then India also has a lot of people that speak English. So I'm getting a lot of views from these 3 countries. And then if we scroll down further, we can also see the age and gender of my viewers. So about 37% are female and 63% are male. And I think this is because, stereotypically speaking, men are more interested in computer stuff. Then if we look at the age breakdown as well, we'll see that most of my views are coming from people who are between the ages of 18 and 34 years old. And I think this makes sense because I think a lot of the people that watch YouTube videos regularly are in this age range. Then we can also have a look at the revenue. So in the last year, I made about $15,000. And then we also have here my RPM, which is the revenue per mil, or the amount of money that I make per 1,000 views. And then we also have the CPM, or the cost per mil, which is also the amount of money per 1,000 views. but it's calculated differently, and this also includes the cut that YouTube gets from my videos. So this is the actual amount of money that I get, and you can see that this varies somewhat randomly throughout the year. Then if we scroll down, we can also see my top earning videos. So we again see here the how to make an academic poster in PowerPoint video. And in the last year, I made about $3,000 from this. And if we look at my total earnings, which is $15,000, this one video is obviously quite a big chunk of that. And it's doing really well considering that I made it in 2018, so it's quite an old video at this point. It made more than 3 times the amount of money than my second best video did. Then if we scroll down further, I can also see the money that I get from different types of ads. So most of my money comes from skippable video ads. And I think this is mostly just because skippable video ads are the most common type of ad on YouTube. And then I can also see here that I'm getting a little bit of money from YouTube Premium. And YouTube Premium is a service that you can sign up for if you don't want to have to watch advertisements on YouTube videos. But most people don't do this, so it's only a small amount of money. Then I can also see the monthly estimated revenue, and I'm going to go to see more on this. And then change the time period up here to a custom time period, which will start at the beginning of 2019 and apply. Then I want to add a secondary metric to this, which will be my views. So now the estimated revenue is the purple line and the number of views is the green line. And my channel became monetized in June 2019, so that's when I first started making money off of YouTube. But we were already partway through the month of June when my channel became monetized, so this is only part of a month's worth of earnings. My first complete month was July 2019. And you can see that both the views and estimated revenue gradually increased for the rest of the year until we get to December 2019 when there was a small decrease. And I think this was because, as I previously said, I get fewer views during the Christmas holidays. Then in early 2020, the views and revenue increase again. Then there's a little bit of a difference in sort of like April, May time 2020 when I was getting more views but the estimated revenue decreased. And this was because the amount of money that I was earning per view decreased. And I think this was because this was during the COVID lockdown, and so advertisers were less inclined to put adverts on videos, and people were also less inclined to click on them because nobody could do anything. And then the views and revenue come back together again in August 2020, and then they gradually increase for the rest of the year until we get to December 2020 when there's a small decrease again because of the Christmas holidays. From that point onwards, the views and revenue are a bit more variable. If we have a look at the table down here, you can see in January 2021, the number of views increased and also the amount of money that I made increased. However, in February, the number of views decreased, but the amount of money that I made still increased. And then in April, the number of views that I got increased, but the amount of money that I made decreased. So I'm not really sure why this is, but the last few months have been a bit more random. Okay, so in this video, I have shown you some of my YouTube analytics. This is now the 3rd year in a row that I've made a video like this. So if you want to see how my analytics have changed over time, you can watch my other videos. And that is everything.